Hi, welcome back to Missing Chemistry. This is Titration pH lesson number 2. And we're going to be using titrations and pHs in these problems. So let's go ahead and look at the first one. 90 milliliters of a 0.25 molarity CaOH2 are required to titrate 100 milliliters of HCl. What is the molarity of the HCl? Okay, well first of all, let's go ahead and use our titration formula that we're going to use this one right here. I mean, you could use this one, but you know, I like this one, the other one better. So we go M1 V1 M2 V2. I mean, there's no real difference other than A's and 1's and B's and 2's. But anyway, so one thing I do like to do is I like to write all my information down by the side here, and I call this the player list. That allows me to keep track of all my numbers, and you guys probably should do this too. I mean, it makes life a whole lot easier. 90 milliliters, there we go, with 0.25 M, there we go. And to titrate 100 milliliters, there's our second volume. And it's also important to keep all your volume units the same. If you had milliliters and liters, then you have to convert either one to the other. So anyway, let's go ahead and isolate for M2. M2 equals M1 V1 over V2. See, now I've got this nice little checklist right here, right? So I can just plug in my values. I don't have to think about it. You know, I just have to write them down. See how much easier it keeps things pretty well organized. So it makes it a lot easier when you go to write things down, and less chance of making mistakes. Okay, so that cancels out there. And my M2 value is going to give me 0.225. So I kind of did that in my head. I kind of want to double check on my calculator, so that's what I'm going to do right now. You know, a lot of these problems I try to do in my head, and sometimes it doesn't always work out the way you want it to. Okay, so that one did work out though. However, we have one more thing we have to do with this particular problem. I want you to notice that this is CaOH2. See that 2 right there? That means I have to take my 0.225 and multiply it by 2. That's right. So my molarity is actually going to be 0.45. And that makes sense. Okay, let's look at the next problem here, guys. So that was pretty cool. I like that one a lot. So if 36.2 milliliters of a 0.152 molarity of NaOH is required to neutralize 25 milliliters of acetic acid solution, what is the molarity of acetic acid? Okay, well, we can do that. So again, we're going to write down our titration formula. And again, I'm going to use M1 V1 equals M2 V2 because it's just a lot easier. It makes life so much nicer. So we go M1 V1 M2 V2. And again, I'm writing down my players, and I'm going to keep track of them by doing this little column here. Because, you know, why try to do it in your head when you can write it down and keep track of it, and that's one less worry you have, right? Okay. And we're looking, and our second volume, of course, is going to be 25 milliliters. So how easy that is. And then I just look for my M2, right? So M2 equals M1 V1 over V2. And you just got to plug in your numbers. So that works pretty darn snarly, I have to say. I mean, this is easy. You say, well, no, it's not. Yeah, but if you keep the numbers straight, like we did over here by using this thing right here, you just plug it and fill it out. Okay. So now I cancel out my common units. This time I don't get my calculator, and this time I'm going to use the calculator to see how it works. For me, see if I get the same number. I thought it was. And I got, yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be. Our M2 value is going to be 0.220 molarity of HC2H3O2. And you know what? Hey, why don't you multiply it by 2? Well, there's no 2 there in the brackets. See, there's no brackets, there's no 2 there, so we leave it like that. And this is our correct answer. Listen, you guys be snarly. I will see you back here at Moosey in Chemistry.